I just mean that I was going to invite you to it.
If you're inviting me, it's very big.
It's huge. Because I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble.
A 13-year-old girl once stood on that exact floor, singing a song nobody had ever heard, to a crowd that barely noticed her. 23 years later, Taylor Swift walked back into that same arena, Madison Square Garden, and married Travis Kelce in front of 1,000 of the most famous people on the planet. And the venue itself wasn't just transformed for the night. It was rebuilt from the inside out into something the internet is still trying to fully process. A peach-colored, rose-filled secret garden, hidden inside one of the most iconic sports arenas on Earth. Here's everything that actually happened, the details, the theme, the history behind it, and why almost every single choice was made on purpose, not by accident. Let's start with the biggest misconception first, because a lot of early reports got this wrong. In the days leading up to the wedding, rumors swirled about a full medieval castle being built inside the arena, towering turrets, a fantasy fortress, the whole thing. That story went viral. But sources close to the event pushed back directly, confirming the actual theme wasn't a castle at all. It was a secret garden. And once you know that, the real story becomes even more interesting. The wedding took place on July 3rd, with roughly 1,000 guests in attendance, after an intimate rehearsal dinner the night before for around 100 of the couple's closest friends and family. Guests walked into Miss G through a peach-colored entrance before stepping into a reception built around blooming rose gardens, towering trees, and cascading greenery draped across the arena's interior. One guest described the whole night as guest-centric, saying there was constantly something new to see, do, or experience around every corner. Adam Sandler officiated the ceremony. Yes, that Adam Sandler and Stevie Nicks and Paul McCartney both performed for the crowd. Swift's brother Austin served as her man of honor, while Kelce's brother and podcast co-host Jason Kelce stood in as best man. There was no traditional wedding party beyond that, a deliberate choice to keep the focus tight, even inside a room packed with roughly 1,000 of the most recognizable faces in music, sports, film, and television. And that guest list alone could fill an entire awards season red carpet. Reported attendees included Selena Gomez, Ed Sheeran, Gigi Hadid, Zoe Kravitz, Bradley Cooper, Hugh Grant, Chris Rock, Steven Spielberg, Camila Cabello, and Karlie Kloss from the entertainment world, alongside sports figures like Tom Brady, Cooper Kupp, Andy Reid, and several of Kelce's Chiefs teammates. Outside the arena, the city put on its own show. A jumbotron flashed Justin T married across Midtown Manhattan the moment the ceremony ended, and guests reportedly left with a small keepsake favor referencing a lyric from Swift's song Blank Space about things being built to last. Security, meanwhile, was extraordinary even by celebrity standards. Over 100 police officers were stationed around the venue. Streets were closed to the public, and attendees were reportedly required to follow a strict no-phone policy inside, keeping nearly every visual detail of the night private until guests themselves began sharing memories afterward. Now let's talk about the dress, because this became its own headline within hours. Swift wore a custom Christian Dior Haute Couture gown designed by Jonathan Anderson, Dior's newly appointed creative director. According to Anderson himself, it marked the first couture wedding dress he's ever designed for a major global celebrity, and by his own account, working on it turned into something deeply personal. He later told press it had been a joy collaborating with Swift, adding that the two became genuinely close friends throughout the process, and that designing someone's wedding dress is, in his words, an emotional undertaking. The gown reportedly featured a long veil and dramatic train, staying true to the romantic aesthetic fans have followed for years, finished with Christian Louboutin shoes and Cartier jewelry. Kelce wore a matching custom Dior tuxedo, also by Anderson. So why a garden specifically? This is where the story gets genuinely personal, because it traces directly back to how they got engaged in the first place. Back in August 2025, Kelce proposed to Swift in a garden he'd secretly built himself. While the two were filming an episode of Kelce's podcast New Heights with his brother Jason, Kelce quietly had his backyard transformed behind-the-scenes full hedges, blooming flowers, a completely reimagined garden space. Once filming wrapped, he led Swift outside to find it all waiting for her, along with a custom Old Mine brilliant cut diamond ring designed with jeweler Kindred Lubeck. Swift later said Kelce had even hidden her own tour photographer inside the newly built hedges to secretly capture the moment. She called the whole effort a perfect 10 out of 10. By recreating that same garden imagery at a massive theatrical scale inside Madison Square Garden for the wedding itself, the couple was essentially bringing their engagement full circle, on a stage large enough for the entire world to witness it. And that garden theme lines up with something else. Swift's own 2-decade-long relationship with floral and fairy tale imagery throughout her music. Long before this wedding, her discography was already filled with gardens as symbols of secrecy, romance, and vulnerability, from stolen moments behind garden gates in her lyrics to imagined secret gardens she's described retreating to mentally during the hardest, most overwhelming stretches of fame. For an artist whose entire catalog treats gardens as sacred private spaces, building one at the center of her actual wedding wasn't just a nice aesthetic. It was thematically consistent with everything she's been writing for almost 20 years. But maybe the most meaningful layer of this whole event is the venue itself, because Swift's relationship with Madison Square Garden goes back much further than most fans realize. In 2003, a 12-year-old Taylor Swift stood on the arena floor during a Knicks halftime show, competing in a kids' talent competition, singing an unreleased original song called Lucky You. She didn't win. She later said the experience still left her with what she called a sparkly, magical feeling about the venue, purely because they'd let a kid sing there at all. From that single halftime performance, her connection with MSG only grew. She sold out the arena during both her Fearless tour in 2009 and her Speak Now tour in 2011, and returned 5 separate times to headline iHeartRadio's Jingle Ball, including once on her actual 30th birthday. So when you step back and look at the full picture, nothing about this wedding was random. The garden traced back to the proposal that started it all. The venue traced back to a 12-year-old girl who once sang to a half-empty, distracted crowd and dreamed of something bigger. And the dress became a genuinely emotional, once-in-a-career project for one of fashion's most respected new creative directors. Every layer of this event, the people, the theme, the location connected back to something real in this couple's actual history, rather than existing purely for spectacle. That's ultimately what made the whole thing land so hard with fans and media alike. It wasn't just an enormous celebrity wedding. It was 2 decades of breadcrumbs, finally arriving at their destination. So tell me, what part of this video got you the most? The secret garden callback to the proposal, the Dior gown, or the fact that this all happened in the same arena where she once sang for a talent show as a kid? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know if you caught any of these details before today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest celebrity moments as they happen. I'll see you in the next one.